Hey-ho! Let's go. Welcome back to the show tonight as we raise the topic, staying patient with the shit team you drafted. I don't know. My team sucks. But I'm here for the show. We really do. But before we get to my misery, and Mike's gloating because he's off to a good start in our big league. We always begin the show by asking you the question, where else would you rather be than right here? Boom! Right now. You're looking live. Fantasy Baseball Now, our Split Studios, episode 33 is here for our show, part of the Ball9.com podcast network.
Yeah, as we grind through our 72nd year, some of us are participating and some of us are not. We'll get to Sean lamenting about his bad baseball team. Later, we'll do a little Major League Baseball with a fantasy spin in addition to our normal who's hot, who's cold, go get them, cut them, and looking ahead to next week. We'll spin around the league of Major League Baseball, see what's new and exciting, maybe talk about the 3-touchdown performance that the Rays had last night and Tanner Houck.
Happiness.
As always, follow us on the Ball9 Network. Follow us on, smash the like button on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, wherever you want to follow us. Just to, something. Just follow us. I don't know why you would, but we may possibly have a special guest. But
he's like the Dodger crowd out there.
Yeah, it's West Coast.
Definitely late, 6th inning. There, look. In our big league, my team sucks. I take 17th round draft picks for Matt in 2030 for Matt Olson, the Bellinger clown in New York. Toughen up, Jesus! Never had
eat some more gummies, dude. Get in the lineup, Christ.
But happiness is realizing in your head-to-head league that the guy you're playing picked up Tanner Houck, activated him, took that performance last night. You know who you are, big man in Massachusetts. Thank you. That helped me get out of bed in the fantasy baseball world today.
It might have been a record for the most points. There's only been 5 pitchers in Major League Baseball that have pitched less than 3 innings and given up 12 runs and 12 hits, and Tanner Houck joined them last night.
I had him on my team opening week, and he crucified my head-to-head club that week too. So good riddance. Anyhow,
yeah, you're instead of making me an offer every other day for Kyle Schwarber, maybe you should have fucking saved him.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't know. Chris,
that could have been avoided. Me saying no every single day.
Yeah, one of these days, just hit the wrong button, and at least I can hold you up on the.
I have to look up who you're offering me.
Yeah, the Saving Chris Sale experiment is going miserably.
It is.
Segue into our little MLB segment. Speaking of miserably, the Braves are 5-11, and that's with a big offensive output last night in Toronto. Big A, is this a start of something big? Do they miss Ronald Acuna that much, or guys like Matt Olson just stuck now?
Austin Riley's on fire. He
Yeah,
homered again tonight. I did see an X from one of the Braves fans that I followed, and their comment was, "Boy, Acuna better be more valuable than we believe he is, because we're going to have to grind this out until May, until he gets up and he gets back in the lineup." It's not even as honestly, I would be less concerned about the offense if their pitching was solid. It's
Ted.
not. Uncle Ted has the bad taste of Ryan Pepiot in his mouth tonight.
Appreciate that, Uncle Ted.
Yeah, Ryan Pepiot, the cure for Tanner Houck. We found it. Didn't even need to go into a lab to generate it.
Oh, well.
There is nothing worse this early in the year in fantasy, because I'm experiencing right now with the Luis Castillo return to Cincinnati, his homecoming. He forgot what team he was pitching for. There is nothing worse than a bad start this early in the season, because it totally kills you.
It's terrible. It's true. It's Charles Barkley. It's the only good thing about it is you say to yourself, who's got him and is he active? And it gives you a reason to go to the
Yeah,
lake.
you got to root for you got to root for the bad active pitchers.
Tanner Houck. Anyway, the Braves. Chris Sale, unanimous Cy Young. I mean, is it? I've heard some people blame the cold weather around the country. I got a hard time believing it is killing these guys that much, especially in Atlanta. Didn't look cold down, and I don't know where Augusta is compared to Atlanta, but it didn't look cold down there over the weekend.
Yeah, but they're in Toronto now, so I mean they could close the roof, but I mean Ted makes a good point with all the interleague games. I mean I feel like we have this conversation every single year, going back to these two old people that used to sit around their table and make up the major league schedule. Like why would a West Coast team be opening on the East Coast?
Should never be.
I mean, I get that they need to have. I get it. Like we need to have home games for these teams. But if you can't make everybody have a retractable roof stadium. Like I see Yankee fans, they should have put a retractable roof on Yankee Stadium. Shut the fuck up. No, it's Yankee Stadium. I mean, shut up. What are we going to? We're going to put a dome on Wrigley next and on Fenway?
It took him 50 years to let him grow a beard.
I mean, for Christ's sake, stop.
You think you're going to get a roof?
I know. There we go. Ted getting to the core. Ted's getting to the core of the degenerates that we all are. Interleague baseball and gambling, no bueno. No,
or aspire to be.
Bueno.
Yeah. Let's back to the Braves. By the way, your boy Juan Soto homered again tonight. Are the Braves cooked?
Did they trade for Judge and Judge is hitting behind him tonight?
Maybe. Are the Braves cooked? They're in a division with the Mets and Phillies. I'm 5-11. Yeah, you got plenty of time, but they suck.
I know, but
they suck.
They're not cooked.
No, they're not. But they have a lot of
Phillies.
time.
I saw the greatest line I've ever seen from drunk Phil's fan with a PH saying he talked to his dad and his dad goes, if in reference to Alec Boehm and Brandon Marsh, if Goldilocks and the Geico caveman were as interested in hitting as they were in their hair, then maybe the Phillies could actually get some stuff going. The Phillies are 7 for 37 with runners in scoring position in the last 3 games. This is what killed them in the playoffs last year. So Wheeler's not pitching great, bub.
No, he's not.
Wheeler's not pitching any better than Sale.
He's been a little better than Sale, but that's not saying much.
Skubal and Skeens have been as advertised. Sale and Wheeler have not.
Hey, Uncle Ted, I can't give Matt Olson away in our league, and I couldn't toward our draft. I'm not sure Matt Olson is. He's on the early side of 30. I think his bat speed or something is slow. He is way off. He's way off. And trust me, that's not because I'm not watching it. My God. Give me something a little more than that loping swing where you miss it.
He's getting pitches to hit. I mean, Harris isn't hitting. God. Albies is starting to come around. Riley's hot right now.
Yeah.
I mean, their best offensive player in the last 10 days is Sean Murphy when he came back from the DL.
Yeah.
That's not good. He's got to be a complimentary piece. He can't carry your lineup.
No. Good for him, though. I like him. How about the Cubs? I'm not saying the Reds aren't disappointing yet. I picked them. Do the Cubs, even without losing Justin Steele, they're off to a good start. PCA is as advertised. I think they look like the class of that division for sure.
They sent Matt Shaw down today.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Justin Steele because like post one was 500 innings after everything I've gone through. Who would have believed I would have gotten to 500 innings and 2 days later he's out for the season?
Yep.
They got their 500 innings in the major leagues against all odds, and now he's out for the year. Puts a huge hole in their rotation. They got some kids coming. There's guys out there they could still go pick up, but that's definitely gonna make a change to the Alcantara sweepstakes, because if they decide, especially in that division, which has been murky to say the least, that they might have a chance to run away with it, they're going to have to overpay for Alcantara to get him, and they're going to have to do it. The conjecture is they're going to slow the process down. I mean, I tell you, like Alcantara's a guy, like you got to find a way to trade for him and get him on your roster if you can.
Do it now. Don't
But
wait.
anybody that's smart, that's been doing this for a little bit, isn't going to trade him because they're thinking the same thing. Or if they are going to trade him, you're going to have to overpay to trade for him right now in fantasy, because you're betting on where he's going to end up. It's Baltimore, Chicago, a new team. The Rangers might need to make a move for a pitcher. It'd be a great
How can
fit
you not
there.
be jumping on these Schwarber trade offers I'm making you Alcantara in every single one?
I know.
With the power hitting smooth.
You put Matt Olson in a trade. You just got done like hammering Matt Olson, and we'll do so later in the show. And you put him in a trade offer to me. I'm like, first of all, no.
Every day for 6 consecutive days.
Yeah. Matt Olson, Reese Olson, doesn't matter. I don't want either of them right now. But
the pain is real.
The pain is real.
The
pain is real. But then I look at your hitting roster, and I'm like, what else is he going to offer me?
Well, nobody's hitting. They all suck. All of them.
Yeah.
Like
Ted, you need to become a guest co-owner of one of our league teams so Sean can trade Matt Olson.
Yeah. Jeez. Send me a pine tar rag. I'd take it. How about the Dodgers? Is there panic in LA? They're not supposed to be 12-6.
No,
they were supposed to be 18-0.
They're rumored to be acquiring Luis Robert.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are they going to play him?
I don't know.
Who's going to sit?
Andy Paez, because he can't catch.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And he's like 3 for 90. That's another. You know what's funny about the Dodgers is that when they bring up their prospects, they suck. When they trade them, they're great. They're better at getting value for their own prospects than they are determining which ones should stay in their
major breaking news,
except for pitching.
Major breaking news. Matt Olson just homered.
He did?
Yeah.
They moved the fences in?
It's a home run on my live scoring. Way to go, Matty. Yeah, baby. We're back. Okay.
Maybe Kevin Gausman seems like a really nice guy. Maybe he's feeling bad for him.
And with that home run, I moved out of last place. Fortunately, Bada Bing Baseball is in our league. The Dodgers.
They're struggling as well.
Are the Dodgers just bored? I don't know. You can be bored with the Giants and Padres in your division right now, but are they bored?
This is what I don't get. This is what I don't get with them.
Yes, Bob.
Paez is not. He's been really bad. Tommy Edman would be a better. Not only has he been bad offensively, he's been really bad defensively. So why they haven't moved Edman to center field? Betts has 4 errors now. Like I think that I think they're trying to find a way to get all these guys in their lineup, and they're jerking around with their lineup, and it's hurting them. And Sasaki is not great. Sasaki is he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. Yamamoto looks really good.
He looks good now. He had to learn. He had to acclimate. You're changing countries. It doesn't just happen overnight for a lot.
I think the best thing that happened to Yamamoto last year is he got hurt. Honestly.
Yeah, maybe so.
Because then he got that year of being in and around the team in America, like learning the culture, like just learning day-to-day life as a Japanese player in LA. It's not the same. I mean, LA is definitely not the same as Japan. Not even close. And Sasaki is an emotional kid. He's young.
He's a young guy.
And I think he's put a lot of pressure on himself. And so they have an embarrassment of riches as a team. Both Max Muncy's were hitting 180 the other day. And one of the weird, because baseball is baseball, one of the weird stats of the day. So both Max Muncy's share the same birthday, not birth year, but birthday. They're not related. And they were both hitting 180. Right. That's why Max Muncy will never be on a fantasy team for me. Because he's going to hit 210.
Yeah.
He's going to have a week where you're going to be like, dude, that guy just had 11 RBIs and 4 homers in a week. And then you're going to look up a month later and he's got 11 RBIs and 4 homers and he hasn't gotten a hit in a month.
Yep. No, he's a killer. What about Giants pods? Which one's a bigger surprise to you?
I think the Giants are a bigger surprise to me. Jung-Ho Lee's good, man.
He is good. I had him queued up when I saw his first homer over the weekend in that Little League park, and somebody picked him up before I could hit the button.
They missed him last year when he got injured. I mean, he's definitely what they thought they were signing. Adames has settled in really well there, really well. And they got Wilmer Flores is 6 homers. You're gonna be kidding me. He's got to be
on base tonight.
I don't want to accuse somebody of maybe going the route of jerks and Profar, but like I'd give Wilmer Flores a cup, tell him to piss in it if it was me. and you're right about Bryce Eldridge, Ted. I love Bryce Eldridge. Right now they seem like they're happy with whatever platoon they're using at first base, but hey, their starting rotation's really good.
Yeah, Logan Webb's pitching like he did 2 years ago.
Robbie Ray's pitching really well. Verlander's up and down, but he's giving them innings. Their bullpens, as long as they don't have to pitch Doval, their bullpen's really good.
Yep.
Doval's like pitching Miguel Rojas in a 16-4 game, like the Dodgers did the other day. Doval just can't get guys out. I mean, Birdsong's really good. I mean,
Birdsong.
They were kind of a sleeper watch team in the off season, like coming in. They've been, I mean, they're definitely better than they're probably not as good as their record, but they're definitely more of a surprise than the Padres. I mean, all the blustering Padres going to trade this guy, Padres going to trade that guy, Padres going to, they didn't trade any of them. Tatis is raking. Machado is raking. One of the guys we were the most down on coming into the season, Xander Bogaerts, pounding the ball. Luis Ariz gets off to a terrible start. Now he's got more homers than strikeouts. He's got 2 homers and 1 strikeout on the season. Craziness. They're getting productivity out of their entire offense, even with Jackson Merrill being hurt now. And he carried them for the first month, and their starting pitching's been really good. I mean, Michael King with a 2-hitter the other night. Cease has been good.
Yep.
Vasquez has been good. Their bullpen's still really good. I don't think they're going to go away. I think the team that's the most confusing for me are the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand the sluggishness of this start with them. Naylor's been fine. Yeah. Sheets goes to San Diego.
Yeah. He's killing it there.
Like it's somebody that just found out that water was invented. Oh my God. This is, I mean, just like so happy to not be playing for that dreck of an organization.
Yeah. Hey, let's have a little fun here. Look, I picked Boston to win the East.
I did too.
That was absolutely scary what we saw. They don't look it. They brought in these pieces. They're pitching.
Well, what we say?
Giolito's on his way to pitch a third of an inning before he goes out again.
What did we say that we were concerned about with the Red Sox? They're starting pitching.
Yep.
It's been terrible. What did I make fun of? Wait do you get a taste of Aroldis Chapman in a big spot Sure enough, he's been pretty good, but he blew one the other night. Their offense is still really good. I mean, the kids are hitting. They're scoring runs. Scoring runs isn't a problem for them. They just can't score as many as they're giving up. I just got a text from your friend Jim Jubb, so I can see why you didn't want Sean to be a Yankees fan.
Wow,
You're
coming from all directions.
I know you're getting piled on. You're getting piled on. Yeah, good point. You got room. If you got room, probably stashing Liam Hendricks isn't a bad idea because he isn't. Is he in a rehab assignment now? I think he is. I don't know how the only reason they haven't called Roman Anthony up is like, where do you play him?
Yeah.
Like, their outfielders
have
been playing really, really well. So you got to either move Raphael to first base and move on from Tristan Cassis, which wouldn't be the worst thing they did. He's a goofy.
Yeah, he is, but he'll hit.
But they could. But this is what you have a glaring weakness on your team, and you have an opportunity to capitalize in a division that's sluggish to say the least. Yankees get Schmidt back soon, Luis Gil back soon, but like nobody's run away and hit already. The Orioles, who the hell knows with the Orioles what's going to happen? More of the same, it looks like.
They slept through the offseason.
You have an opportunity to put some stretch between you and everybody else and maybe put pressure on the rest of the division by trading an offensive piece for a pitcher with a team that needs offense desperately. A team that was slugging 217 coming into tonight, the Seattle Mariners. Slugging.
Wow.
How do you slug 217?
They suck.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, they do not hit baseball
team.
very well.
That, like, talk about a match. Talk about a match made for each other. I mean, they could fix it right away. They could help the Twins. The Twins have excess pitching. But nope, we're not going to. I mean, what are you going to do? You turn it into Cashman? You got to hug the prospects until you squeeze the life out of them and they have no value? And just when you thought that Trevor Story was dead, he decided to have you thought Trevor Story was dead. He decides to go on an offensive tear.
Yep.
But now Marcelo Mayer sits in AAA waiting for an opportunity.
Yep. All right. Last one I want to get to is the train wreck that is Sacramento Athletics baseball.
Wow. Padres North.
Sure Bob's on here. I'm sure Bob saw it. For those that missed it, one, they're not drawing anything. They haven't sold any games yet. I'm not blaming the fans in Sacramento. They're asking people to pay those high ticket prices for a less than average team, 78 wins, 79, maybe 80.
Maybe.
In a minor league park. It doesn't have any amenities. And you got the River Cats starting up soon. People could save a lot of money and go watch that baseball if they want. For a team that has not embraced the city, they won't wear Sacramento in anything. They can't draw for shit. And they apparently don't have very good medical golf carts. So they were helping that poor Met off the field the other day. Did you see this, Mike?
I did.
Yeah, they're driving up the third base line, getting to left field to go to the clubhouse, which is beyond left field. And it broke down and ran out of gas.
Look, they should have two. Every team should have two medical carts anyway. One for the home team that's like a golf cart limo with full medical staff. And then like a fucking lawnmower with the dragging screen behind it where you throw the opponent on the visiting player on the back and you drag his carcass off the field. You got to have a home field advantage all the time. Sadly, Sacramento doesn't have any advantage for either team.
No. God forbid.
I know what their good golf cart was.
What's that?
The 4 concrete blocks on the corner of the shed that were using to hold up the press shed
The press air.
gave way, and they were propping it up with the cart. It's like a redneck rodeo in that ballpark. You got to be kidding me.
They got the second golf cart out, and then it took the poor guys trying to push that thing. They couldn't push it kind of up the hill, so security could shut the fence and have the game get going. I love listening to the men announcers on that. So.
Yeah, Philly local boy Kurt's on his way, but Tyler Soderstrom's got something to say about that as he now leads the majors with 7 homers.
Correct. All right, you ready? Hot and not.
I am ready for hot and not. If I can find it.
Get that graphics department cranking.
There we go. You're first. Who's hot? I never would have thought I would have seen this.
Yeah. Well, look, here's the deal. Is he going to do it all year? Probably not. You know, he gets hurt again. He's a lot of injury history, but good for Tyler Mahle for coming back. He owned in 55% of CBS leagues, started in only 34%. He's a guy. Is he this year Seth Lugo, the favorite of the show? Maybe. Or do you ride the hot hand until he inevitably falls off or goes back on the IL, which he's been prone to do? But if you can get good starts now, do it. So good for him. You know, he's battled through a lot. He's 2-0, 30 years old, 2-0, 1.32 ERA and a 0.88 whip. Good to see it. Again, is it going to be forever? No. But again, sometimes you just got to ride the hot hand and go with it.
I'll bookmark this one because he'll be cut. He'll be on your cut list in the next 3 weeks. So for me, it's Michael Busch. Speaking of Dodgers prospects that are a lot better after they leave the Dodgers, last 15 days, 351, 3 homers, 10 RBIs, 10 runs scored, only 68% owned in CBS. And I get first base is first base, but bats are bats. And they were a little down on him last year, but I think maybe he settled in and he's the first baseman that the Cubs thought they were getting when they acquired him.
Yeah. I was going to pick him up the other day.
And he's a lefty bat, Ted, a lefty bat.
I was going to pick him up on Sunday, hoping you would accept the one of the sixth and last offer I made last week for Schwarber, but wasn't happening. Thanks.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. And then who's cold?
Can I modify this? Because he's not cold now.
This isn't Full House, but the Olsen twins make the who's cold. Make the who's cold. Where'd my background graphic go? Fell off. Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
Look, what have you done for me lately? You homered your last at bat. What have you done for me the other 18 days of the year? Bad. 193 average. He doubled his home run output with his last at bat tonight. When you keep a guy and he's a 50 home run hitter a couple of years ago, fell off a little last year, it is scary to see how bad he is. His bat looks slow. He looks overmatched half the time, and he's just what used to look like a really poetic, powerful swing. Now it just looks like a long looping swing trying to catch up to fastballs. Got to get it going. He's killing me.
Definitely got to get it going. Speaking of guys that got to get it going, I'm starting to think that every hyped up young Tiger pitcher is never that, and that Screwball's an outlier. Because, I mean, Reese Olson, he's pitching to a 1.67 whip and a 6 ERA. And he was supposed to be their number 2, and he was the next big thing, and he showed some spurts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not cutting him, but I have him on 2 teams, and guess where he's sitting? He is watching. He's charting pitches. Look at it. See, Matt Olson's taking his jersey off because the Braves told him to, and Reese Olson's pondering life right there. Like, why do I suck so bad? You know why I suck so bad? Because you do. Maybe you just do. Maybe you just suck. Maybe it's just as simple as that.
That's just what it is.
Maybe, or maybe I should trade you so you can be good, because there is that. There's definitely that too.
Put him in a deal with Schwarber and let me know.
Let's move on.
Problem solved.
Go get him. Here's I almost fell over when I saw you text me that name, but
Hey, man, I watched him pitch a great game against the Phillies the other night and went out and picked him up. He's only owned in 48% leagues, 22% starting, 2-0, 2.20 ERA, 1.04 whip. 7 innings last start out against Philly for Pawane and no runs. And you know what? Why not? Why not? Go get him.
yeah,
Even if you
yeah.
put him on the bench for a week or two and see if he's for real. But he looked pretty good the other night when I was watching him.
Well, I'm on my run of Rockies young players. I'll find another one for next week. But I'm going and getting Chase Dollander. And I don't care if he pitches in Colorado or not.
Uncle
Luis
Ted wants
Garcia
to help Luis. Well, he does suck this year. There
He
you go.
does suck this year. Man, talk about a guy that ended up being overdrafted from his ADP when
Yeah,
nobody
right.
thought he was going to be. Everybody was high on him. So Dollander has a fastball that's so electric that I don't think he gave up 2 homers to the Padres the other night, but that was the only real damage in Colorado against a really good hitting team. And he missed a ton of bats. So the good news is he pitches half his games not in Colorado. So I did pick up Chase Dollander, and if I have a chance to pick up Chase Dollander, I am picking up Chase Dollander. He went quick after his first start. His ownership was down, but then after a second start, people started jumping on the bandwagon. And if you're in a dynasty league and you got a chance to go get him, because his stuff is electric and he throws hard. Man, he throws hard. Andre Payante.
Yep.
Yeah, bad news for the Cardinals. Zebby Matthews, who's supposed to be not Zebby Matthews.
Priester?
No, Quinn Matthews.
Quinn.
Who Cardinals fans were ranting and raving should have made the team out of spring training. Just got shut down with shoulder. They don't know if it's shoulder tiredness or whatever. And he was right on the verge of being called up, and they just shut him down for 2 weeks in the minors. And that's why Piante's in the – I don't know why they keep trotting Mike Liberatore out. I mean, the Cardinals clearly aren't serious about baseball. That fucking guy. You got to be kidding me. And if you got him on your team, just start preparing for your football draft. Like, just do it now.
Like me.
Just, yeah, you should start preparing for your football draft.
Yeah. Tyler McGill getting lit up on my active lineup tonight. Thanks. Not only 2 earned runs, his whip sucks, but
yeah, let's check in on last week's 2 start pitchers.
Tyler McGill.
Yeah. Springs, 4 innings, 3 walks, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 Ks. Well, there you go.
Okay. Serviceable.
You got like the symmetry. And then cut him.
Speaking of cut,
which he's
yeah. Look, when I drafted him,
seen here wearing the only jersey he should be wearing right now, which is the spring training jersey.
He's got his last 2 appearances are clean, but they're not putting him in any pressure. I think they're just trying to see if he can find the plate. He's lowered his ERA to 10.50, 1.83 whip. He's not going to get the closer job back anytime soon. You know, throw him on your scout team, fine. You know, I will. I like the guy, but right now he's not right. He's not worth the spot. He's just not.
No. I mean, not even in a holds league, I don't think he's worth the spot.
No.
And then 2 short weeks ago, we were talking about maybe you should go out and grab Otto Lopez. And since I opened up my mouth and said that, he's still 51% owned, but since April 14th, he's 3 for 27. And he's playing every day.
Okay.
I was actually going to show both of these guys in Blue Jay uniforms, and with the note that both of their current teams wish they were on this team. Otto Lopez has been around a little bit. He's not some 19-year-old kid that got called up.
No.
This is his 3rd organization. He's I mean, he could go 15 for 18 tonight. Diamondbacks have a touchdown and a field goal. And of course, I say that he did have a hit earlier. He did have a hit earlier and scored a run. But yeah, there's enough second baseman floating around and guys keep coming. You don't need Otto Lopez on your team.
Yep.
If you're going to hit 230 and you're going to steal bases, then you get a different look. If you're going to hit 088 and you're not going to score runs or steal bases, like, what's the point? I mean, honestly, what's the point? Let me take a look ahead. We look ahead to next week. So far, our 2-star pitchers from last week, not so good.
Well, there's always that second start. There's always that second start to salvage.
There is always that second start.
Yes.
So Sean's picks for favorable hitting lineup are the Cincinnati Reds.
Yes. At the Marlins 3, at Colorado. I don't know if Dollander's lined up, but I just like any team going to Colorado because you could pad some numbers there.
That is a good matchup for both.
Yep.
Good stack. And for me, it's the Twins because they're playing the White Sox, so that's a first automatic. And they got to start hitting at some point. They have to. They can't not hit all year. And the Angels, the first place Angels, I might add, aren't as good. I just said that out loud. I don't think their pitching is as good as it's shown so far. So I think that they have an opportunity. I think their bullpen's pretty good, but I don't think their starting pitching is as good as it's shown. And then now the darling, the new Seth Lugo for you for 2-star pitchers for next week.
Yeah, look, man. Bubic was hurt for a while. He's got it together again. You hope he can stay healthy. I enjoy watching the Royals play. The only thing I can't stand about the Royals is those stupid hats. I don't know why you changed them. But anyway, I digress.
I do like the helmet. The helmet's awesome.
He's got a .96 ERA, a .96 WHIP. He's striking out more than one per inning. And he's got 2 home games this week, home to the Rockies, home to the Astros. Ride the hot hand while it's hot. I go back to what I said about Tyler Mahle. I mean, guys just may not last forever, but get the stats while you can. Get him in your lineup. He's only started in 52% of CBS leagues, which really surprised me. I thought that would be in the 70s.
That is surprising.
Yeah.
That's surprising. So maybe it's we don't believe. Maybe he's a we don't believe it yet guy.
I'm sure he is, or you think he's going to get hurt. You get some of those guys that gets into your head, you cringe every time they throw the ball. You think that's the one they're going to walk up the mountain, but that's got to be it. Because if you look at just raw numbers, he should be started in more leagues than that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I've got Buehler for next week because he's home against the White Sox. Though the White Sox did put him into a little tailspin by winning 2 out of 3 until Crochet almost no-hit him. And they're at Cleveland. His ERA is high, his WHIP is average, but he had one really, really, really bad start. But just like Bubic, he's 47% started on an 82% ownership.
Yeah.
So I thought he was a sleeper pick coming into the season just because he looked so good in the playoffs. He looked good. He looked really good in the playoffs. Like maybe he's back. I mean, changing leagues does have an impact on guys, and maybe it's not all as warm and fuzzy in that Red Sox locker room as it is in LA. But I'd start him next week. I mean,
yeah,
I tend to start every 2-start pitcher I can start in my lineup. And when I look at my bench pitchers, if I don't feel comfortable starting them for 2 starts, I usually end up getting rid of them.
I was just going to say that if you have a 2-start guy, Cooperstown Collection owner is big on that. If you have a 2-start pitcher and you don't want to put him in your lineup, then you shouldn't have him on your team.
I mean, it definitely derails you in head-to-head, Mr. Tanner Houck. It definitely derails you in head-to-head. But in Roto, And Roto, even a shit start, you still get some counting stats that can help you.
Yeah. See, Rodon, Carlos. He's
Yeah.
soft. He gives up too many hits. He gives up too many runs, too many walks. But
Too
he
many
strikes
walks.
out a ton of guys. He strikes out a ton of guys on his way. And if you want him, I'll put him in my next Schwarber offer because he may get cut with Clark Schmidt coming
No,
back.
I'm thinking about cutting him in the
I have,
content.
I have,
I've been thinking about cutting him in the Content Creators League for a week because I can't take the walks.
I've never had him on my team before, and this is probably going to be a one and done.
He parlayed one really good season in San Francisco, a really good season,
Yeah.
into a massive contract that was a panic move by Cashman because nobody else was going to pay him that money. Nobody. He wasn't getting that money anyplace else. And I just kept thinking about the guy that pitched for the White Sox, how he couldn't stay healthy. And when he was healthy, he was just like he is right now. He was inconsistent. He was consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
Also another characteristic that you don't want on your fantasy team. You do not want consistently inconsistent.
No, the way I feel about his performance, I'm going to get the name. I'll probably butcher it, but Nico Imaleva is much more welcome at Tennessee football headquarters than Carlos Rodon is getting close to being on Team Pugsley Baseball.
Yeah, speaking of which, this might be my last show because I got an NIL. I don't think my value. I think that my value's changed now that we're on episode 33.
33.
I think my value's changed, and I want a better NIL deal than I have right now.
Okay. Well, you can't do worse than zero.
I can't root. I can't root hard enough for this chaos in NCAA sports. I can't. It's my I think it's my favorite sadistic thing that I love the most in sports.
Mine is following Sacramento Athletics ownership.
That's fair. But the demise and the miscalculation and the misstep and the total chaos that the NCAA brings on itself. And then they wonder, like, how did it get so wrong? It's like it's hysterical. Yeah. It's like we don't understand how it got like this. You know why it got like this? Because you guys have never had a plan for anything ever. Everything is an idea. Everything's an idea. Yeah. There's no plan for the NCAA. Everything's an idea. Now the byproduct of it is, and this is like, do I agree with a kid holding out for NIL money? No, I think it's a joke. And I think if I was an NFL team, it'd be a huge red flag for me.
Yeah.
A huge red flag for me. But the rush of players to turn pro has been slowed down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like this kid made $2.1 million last year. Brock Purdy has made 2.7 in his career.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
Brock Purdy's made $2,667,000 in his NFL career, and he's been to 2 NFC Championship games.
Yeah,
this kid started 1 year, and if you take the 7 touchdowns, out of the 2, basically the teams that Nebraska played forever when they were padding a record, the Little Sisters of the Poor and Eddie's School for the Deaf. You take those 7 touchdowns out. He had a pedestrian year last year.
Win to win at the end of the day. Just saying.
I know. I
get the dub. Get the dub.
I know. I start following some college baseball to start keeping up on prospects, because the way these guys are rushing to the majors,
yeah,
I better start knowing these guys that are going to get drafted, because they're going to be here sooner than later.
That's the way it's going. That's for sure the way it's going. All right. We good?
We are good. We are good. Another week of Pirates. Another week of following.
Lost you.
Smash them.
There you
But
go.
we'll have more to come on that next week. Next week we'll more of the same.
Yeah, more of the same. Again, was it 2 weeks ago? Torpedo bats was all the rage in the first 10 minutes of the show. Now we've moved on. A lot happens week to week. A torpedo bat.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Like it never happened.
Exactly.
I hope we talk about the Red Sox again next week.
Yeah, they don't get a lot of love around here, and that's okay. They can when they're down.
My favorite topic.
I'm waiting for the Angels to fall apart and take that victory lap myself.
They may just have to be the last man standing in the West.
Yeah,
Texas doesn't seem to want to do anything about it.
Absolutely. All right, we are out.
Peace.